Welcome back to the channel. You find me here in one of our two propagation greenhouses. As you can see, there's lots and lots going on at the moment. We're in the last week in April. The work for it to look like this starts end of January, early February. What we try to do is we try to transplant as many things as we can. You obviously can't transplant things like carrots and parsnips, so they've got to be directly sown. But lots of other things you can start off in your greenhouse, or if you're at home on the windowsill. We grow lots and lots of tomatoes, so you see lots of different varieties of tomatoes spread about the place. We've got 19 different types. It's really important that we have the variety, not just for tomatoes, but for other things as well. So go along here, we've got some globe artichokes, which we've typically grown our globe artichokes outside, but this year we're going to grow them inside. Last year was a bit of a struggle for globe artichokes, and that was because it was very, very windy and very, very wet. And what we want to try and do is manage the conditions a bit better. So we're dedicating a bed in one of the polytons to our globe artichokes. If you come through onto our next one, you see we've got peppers, we've got peas. We tend to grow a lot of peas and beans, legumes, throughout the year. It's very much dictated to by the restaurants. It's the freshness you get from peas and beans that the chefs love. We try to go different types. So at the moment we've got one variety, which is an early variety in the polytons. We've got two varieties outside. One is a green potted one, and the other one is a purple potted one. Just looks different. Celeriac, which we start off as seed and then transplant. We sowed this on the 10th of February. We'll be looking to get these planted out. One of the big challenges when you decide when not to plant out is when to make a bold move to plant them out, because this sort of spring period can be very, very cold, it can be very, very warm, and we've had some fluctuations in temperatures over the last few weeks. But we're in the last week of April, so we will plan to get most things out last week of April, first 2 weeks of May. Here we've got aubergines. We'd grow lots and lots of different types of aubergines, different colours, different shapes. We've got our French beans, which again is a real popular thing with the restaurants. You can see in our greenhouse we've got a heater, which we just tend to have on at night time. The greenhouse at the other side is unheated, and what we tend to do is those plants that need a bit more warmth when we start, we have in here first of all, and then once they've started growing and are doing really well, we put them out into the unheated greenhouse. So what I want to do is go on to some of the grown beds we've got and showing you what we've been doing over the last couple of weeks. This bed here is a dedicated bed actually to horseradish. So it's quite a big bed for growing horseradish, but we grow lots of it. It's a key ingredient in one of Alex's signature dishes. Every time you go to one of Alex's restaurants, you will always find a horseradish dish on there. So we grow lots of it. We harvest it during the autumn and winter period, and then we cut it down and we just let it grow, and then we'll be harvesting again come autumn and winter. So if I take you to the rest of the area. So we have one field where we have our polytunnels. We've got 10 commercial polytunnels, and then we have 2 fields where we grow all our crops outside. So this is one of our outside growing areas. All our beds are 1.5 metres wide and 13 metres long. Here we've got 2 beds of garlic. We grow the garlic through weed suppression fabric. Because we sort of grow them quite close together, the benefit of that is you get more into the ground, but it also means it's quite challenging to weed, so we tend to grow through weed suppression fabric for those. But come along here and I'll show you what we've been planting out. So we've got leeks here. You can just see, Lucy's just that little section there. We just harvested the last of our salsified for this year. So now that we've harvested the last, this was a salsified bed, we'll weed it, we'll cover it in compost and get ready to plant out. Here, we've been planting peas out. We put our netting up. We just put the netting up at the weekends, and what we try to use where we can is a jute netting, because that will we can just take the whole lot and put it straight into the compost bin, because it'll decompose. We've got 2 different varieties of peas. On this side is Rhonda, which is, as I said, the green podded pea, and on this side is purple podded. And I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, but that's the variety we use. And they say we always put the date as to when we planted out, so we did that at the weekend. Take it further along here. We've been planting out quite a lot of brassicas. We've got cabbages in these 2 beds. I've got more leeks, and certainly for the brassicas, we will cover them, and we cover them with this type of cover. We have stones on the side to stop them blowing away, and it just provides a little bit more protection, one against wind, but secondly, also brassicas are very susceptible to attacks from butterflies, so this keeps the butterflies away. And in the early days of when you plant out, it keeps the pigeons away as well. Pigeons are quite a big pest because they love young brassicas. So in a couple of months' time, this whole area will be planted out. The field across there will be planted out, and all the polytunnels will be planted out. Big job. People say, is there periods in the year where you're not busy? I would never say there's periods where we're not busy. There's just periods where we're busy and periods where we're very busy. The planting out period is a very busy period. Late April, early May is really a busy time for us. It's a busy time for us because we're planting out. Everything you've seen in the greenhouse, we've got to get out here into the ground. And you think, well, we need to sow. We'll be looking to do it over this period as well, sowing outside. But a lot of that, though, is dependent on the weather conditions. So you've really got to judge as to when you're going to do this sort of thing. Because, you know, we have seen late frosts, we have even seen snow in April, that type of thing. So what you've got to do is you've got to make a best judgment as you can as to when to go for this planting out period. As I say, we tend to go for late April, early May for it. But if it been slow snow, obviously we wouldn't be doing this. But it's reasonably warm at the minute, so the conditions are quite good. we haven't got really cold temperatures at night, and so that's important. We do cover them to just give this with fleece, just to give that extra few degrees of protection where we can. So I've said about how we grow lots of legumes in terms of peas and beans. We also grow a lot of alliums, spring onions, chives, that type of thing. And in this bed here, I've got leeks, but we've also got we've planted red onion sets. There's a few weeds in there at the moment, but we're just waiting until the sets have really established themselves before we go in there with a hoe and start weeding. And again, it's all about judgment and what's best for yourself.